So I thought I would just go through a little update of my training because it's been a while since I've made one of these vlogs, and I like having them just so I can go back and look what I've been doing. So recently I've been back onto my version of 531 that I've been running for quite a while now. This is the base outline of it. I specifically put in my numbers a little bit lower on the squat. I haven't been actually following this for the bench press, and for the deadlift I set it a lot lower. You can see up here I set my deadlift max at 450 when I've hit 507 in competition, and in the gym I've hit 385 and I set this at 370. So I've been doing all of the squat work and the deadlift work beltless, and then for the bench I've been running a different program, which is Matt Dispro's 10x3 program, which is just a hell of a lot of bench volume. It's only 2 days a week. One of the days is a 5x5 at 165, at least for me, and then a ton of accessories, and the other day is a bunch of heavy work that will change week to week. Involves 5 sets of 3, 2 sets of 3, and then 2 sets of 2, I believe, all at varying weights, pretty high percentages, probably around like 90%. Last week I believe I did 185 pounds, maybe 190 pounds, and it would end with 210 pounds as some of my working weights when my original max going into this was the 220 that I hit at my meet. Along with this for my squats, a friend showed me the more squatting version of 531, and so on the off days, actually pretty much instead of following the other squat, the sets of 5 on the off days, I've just been doing these squats. So I've been doing a triple at 225, a triple at 245, or maybe it's 265, it doesn't really matter, whatever I throw on that day, then a triple at 285, and then a single at 315, and I've been doing all that beltless, so I just find that's given me a lot of practice. I've been pretty proud of it. My beltless work, I was able to hit 350 pounds for a single beltless, and that felt pretty darn good. There's video up on this channel of that. And then my deadlifts felt really good. I actually also went up to 440 just because 440 was the number that I failed at in my conventional deadlift. So I figured I might as well try it for that. From here until next month, I'm going to be getting programming from JP Kaushi, a Australian 66 kilo lifter who's actually moving up into my division, the 74 class. Former junior world champion, has an amazing deadlift, and just all around I think he's a really smart and really cool lifter. At least from what I've seen of his videos, I sense, I hope, a lot of genuineness coming from him, and a lot of knowledge. So right now I really respect him as a lifter, and I've trusted him to do my programming, and so he sent me the first week, and so I'm not going to show that just in case he wants to keep it a little bit private, but you'll be able to get an idea of the sets and reps and whatnot if you just follow the screen, my channel. I just don't want to publish it officially. I don't know how close he wants to keep that. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to make some improvements. Originally, I wasn't planning on contacting him for coaching until after my July 30th meet, but someone on Reddit said that they were programmed by him, and when they first contacted him, he had no open slots and told them to come back in a couple months. So I messaged him now, thinking that he'd tell me I'll have some slots in a couple months, but lo and behold, he's like, "All right, I got a slot open. Let's do this." And so figured I might as well take this time to try it for a month period, and then do my own thing until the meet, and then decide if I enjoyed his program, enjoyed his feedback. Now, I do realize that he's currently prepping for the world meet, and that is priority number 1, so I fully understand if things take a little bit longer to come back to me, if he's just busy in general, just because if I were preparing for a meet of that caliber, even though coaching is my job, it would obviously take slightly less priority, and so I fully understand. I'm not going to hold it against him if things take a little bit longer than I'd hope. So far, it looks pretty good. it is lower deadlift frequency than I've been doing before, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna really enjoy that. It'll probably be fine. If anything, maybe I'll just add some light sumo pulls for an extra day, but I probably won't. I think I'm gonna just try and stick to the program and run it out as he's written it and just see what happens and see how I feel. Obviously, I know if he were given more time, he'd be able to understand me as a lifter better and program me more efficiently. So again, I'm most likely going to get back on his programming after the July meet, regardless of how it goes in this month time. So that's really all I've got. That's where I'm going with it. It is more of a linear-based program, I believe. Actually, I don't really know. I really only have 1 week so far. It's a week-by-week process. So, we'll just see. Hopefully, it ends up all right. My goals, my stars aligned goals for the July meet would be a 1,200 total, and that would be pretty cool because that would mean at each meet I've done, I've gone up 100 pounds in my total. I would need something like a 430 squat, like a 240 bench, and like a 540 deadlift. I forget the actual numbers of what I need, but that's roughly it. I believe the squat I just recently hit 405. I'll just show that real quick. Felt really light unracking it. The last time I got unracked 405, I felt like I was going to be crushed by it, and this felt like nothing, so that was really cool. And just took my breath and then dropped into the hole. Came back. The depth was not as deep as I normally go, but I think it was definitely there. Destroyed that rep and then danced around the gym for a little bit. Had a bunch of fun. I hit 475 for a triple on deadlift. Just impromptu. My friend challenged me to do it, so I have a feeling that my deadlift can easily get into the 530 range come July, because if you do the rep calculators, 475 for 3 puts me around like 512, 515, somewhere around there. And I make, at least traditionally, have made some pretty good progress in my deadlift. My bench, definitely the weakest at and the most unsure. In my meet, I hit 220, and it was pretty easy. I feel like I could have hit 225, or I guess 226, the kilo equivalent, on that day. Hopefully, stuff keeps looking up for my bench. It always feels like crap, and then all of a sudden at the last minute, boom, it feels great, and I hit a PR, 10, 20-pound PR. So even if I can just make a 10-pound PR and bench, 231, I believe, that's still going to be pretty darn significant for me. Finally get over that 2-plate bench. Got a 5-plate deadlift, 4-plate squat, and 1-plate bench. It's a little sad, but yeah, definitely hoping for that. Realistically, I'm probably looking around a 1160 total, but I don't really like being realistic, so I'm going for the 1200 total. I forget what the exact kilo equivalent, maybe it's like 1203, 1202, who cares what it is, I'm going to hit it. I was also looking at Wilks multipliers, and if I'm able to hit a body weight of like 160 or 159 through a weight cut and total the 12 whatever, then I'll have a 400 Wilks. But realistically, I'm not going to cut extra weight to make a Wilks goal because I'd rather hit the total number versus the Wilks number. It's gonna bug me after the fact though, because it's gonna come out to like 390, 395, 398, something ridiculously close. And if I had just totaled a couple kilos more, was a kilo lighter, but in the end of the day, I think I will be more happy having hit a 1200 total than getting a 400 Wilks. It's just a matter of another time because I will have Raw Nationals in October, which I hope I will have no more meets between July and the October meet. I didn't even want to do this July meet, just one of my friends asked if I could do it for competition for him, and I agreed, so that's pretty much what's going to go down. I'm going to follow JP's programming for this next month, probably going to hop back on this 531 variation, and just up the numbers to realistic maxes that I've actually hit, and see where that takes me leading to the meet. I really don't think I'm going to do any sort of peaking for the meet, because honestly, while I want the 1200 total, My goal is Raw Nationals in October, and I just care a lot more about the October meet, so I just want to get as strong as I can for that meet. And this meet is just going to be, I'll probably still do a weight cut just because I want to make weight at the 74 kilos so I can compete against my friend, but that's going to be pretty much it. Going to walk in and do that. My meet, just real quick recap, went real well for Rock Collegiate Nationals. I went 9 for 9. My squat was a little disappointing. My second squat, I faltered a little bit, and it looked pretty iffy. And then my third squat, I just smoked. I believe it was 380, maybe 375. I can't remember for sure. USAPL lifting database. I can tell you right now. So it was 380 that I hit. Then I hit a 220 bench, and then the 507 deadlift. Deadlifts were going super fast. Even the 507 wasn't, I don't think, a true max. One of the issues that I've been having with my deadlift is that my underhand somehow is getting artificially shortened. I don't know if I'm tightening, raising my shoulder blade, bending my elbow, or anything. I don't know what. And then it causes the weight to shift more onto my overhand, which then is trying to rip the bar out of it because it's a lot more weight and unbalanced. And so I almost dropped the 507, which would have been really unfortunate. I would have been very upset at myself. But thankfully I didn't. I was able to hold on to that and get an 1107 total, getting a 364 Wilks, which I'm very proud at that I was able to, move up 30 Wilks points and 100 pounds in just, 4 months? And one of those months I was injured. I was injured the entire month of January, so really only 3 months, 100 pounds in my total. Very happy about that. Hoping to make another very good performance. And that's really all I've got.